I feel like we were the same way because we weren't really fully developed. We weren't adults yet. But we just didn't have the social media outlet to post those comments.
So we were talking off the air a little while ago about Generation X, Gen Z. Every once in a while, I'll receive a text from someone saying, hey, we don't like this, we don't like that. And we can automatically assume sometimes they are of the generation Gen Z. Especially when they call me a boomer. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, boomer.
Well, you show me someone who calls someone a boomer, I'll show you someone who doesn't have a lot of money in their bank account, never will. But, leave it to a boomer to be putting so much emphasis on money. Okay, well, so be it. Anyway, so you brought up some interesting points about Gen Z people. I don't want to paint a picture that they're all like that because that's not true at all.
No, I don't think they are. I would like to know the answer behind this. Why it is that Gen Z online, specifically the representatives online, are the biggest group of haters that I have ever seen in my life. What is going on with that? Because it's like this little police crew. Like, you can't do that. You can't say that. You can't eat that. You can't wear that. How dare you part your hair that way? What happened?
Exactly.
Like, I just need to know, one, who gave you the power? And two, why you're wielding it in this way to just kind of like crap on everyone's joy.
Yeah, so I went and found someone down the hall who is of Gen Z.
Yes.
Our own Abby. Abby, everyone.
Abby! And can I say this too?
And look at her little bitchy resting face. She's got it going on right now.
I know.
Yeah, go ahead, Gandhi.
All the people that we know, like I know personally, that are members of Gen Z are wonderful. I just need to know what happens online. What shifts between who you all are as people that I know and what you type.
Well, what do you think, Abby?
I feel like I'm about as old as Gen Z gets. Okay. I feel like the group online, they tend to be the younger Gen Z.
Okay.
If I had to guess, it's because they grew up on social media and just like an echo chamber of hate.
Oh.
And so I think it's very normalized to them. Okay. I don't speak for all of them, but that is my theory.
So when I asked her, I said, Abby, what's going on? Why is everyone just like a hating ass bitch? She goes, well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, all right, I look at the timeline that we've all lived. Like, grew up, we were born, and then like tragedies happened, 9/11 happened, and then the pandemic during our formative years, and social media. It's just like one thing after another. I feel like that it's taxing mentally.
Okay, so how can we fix this? Because we all lived through that too.
I fear it's too late.
Oh, no.
I think it's only downhill from here. I think it's over, but we'll see.
Here's how to fix it: ignore it. That's how you fix it.
Exactly. You know,
Who
and
cares?
I think by even like acknowledging them and what they're saying, that's powering them up.
Right.
You know.
Well, I think about this too, though. We say it all the time: hurt people hurt people. So if it's a generation of hurt people, are we not concerned about that? Don't we want to reach out and be like, "Are you okay? Can I give you a hug?"
Well, and again, we're not talking about everyone. We're talking about the ones especially who go onto social and just really rip the butthole out of everyone.
Your online representatives.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I always look at it this way, and you guys disagree with me when I say this sometimes. I look at the parents and what they've been through and how they raise their kids differently because of what they've been through. You can go back through the generations in a family. You can see where it starts to turn down, where parents kind of screwed up because they didn't grow up enough to be parents. Mm-hmm. Therefore, they raise their kids in this half-assed way. Then those kids are like, well, what do you expect them to do? That's what they were raised.
And I think the sad thing is a lot of parents don't know what their kids are even doing online or saying online. They're just posting stuff and getting away with it because nobody is, no one's paying attention. A lot of people aren't paying attention. Not everybody, but some people.
I think too, like especially the people online, I don't think they realize the gravity of it. They're just typing something on a screen. Yeah. That's all they don't really think about, like the fact that there's a person on the other end, or that somebody might read and see that, or that's online forever. There's just like no long-term thinking.
Right.
I think.
Okay.
And I think also, we've all been through a lot. We've all been through stuff as you were addressing, Gandhi. The older bunch of us, we all went through 9/11, which was just a jolt of ick and awfulness. It was just the worst. And then, we all went through the pandemic, We all went through that.
Yep.
So why did it affect some differently than others, especially if you narrow it down to a generation?
I feel like probably, at least for especially younger Gen Z, like their brains weren't fully formed yet. And I don't know, I think something about it being during their formative years, being so secluded and only having technology to communicate with people and having that be the only thing they've ever known probably like messed with their brain in a very special way.
Okay.
It's technology.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
social media. That's the culprit, I guess.
Yeah.
Damn you, technology.
I know.
Well, there you go. This is a real downer conversation.
I think it's
I know,
informative.
sorry.
You're very welcome. What's that, Gandhi?
I think it's informative. I just needed to know like what was going on. Because, you know, they say on the other side of the spectrum, outside of like Gen Z sort of being cyberbullies, it's the grandma generation that's also cyberbullying people. So
Oh,
what's
the
their
Karens.
excuse? Like, what is going on with these two sort of opposite ends of the spectrum here? Why is everyone being mean? Like, what is that about?
I
don't know.
Yeah. I think they both just don't understand that there's like a person on the other end of it.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people hide behind that because
Yeah.
because you can be a bully because no one knows who you are, so you can get away with it. I mean, stupid.
That's, you know what? Okay, what if I know this is kind of a I don't know, cupcakey way of looking at it. If you, stopping yourself before you said something really rude and slicing about someone, said something nice or not said anything at all, you know?
Yeah.
What about that concept?
Yeah.
I mean, negativity is going to help anyone? Do you really think you're going to change someone in the way they live their lives and the way they think and feel
Yeah.
and what their opinions are by being negative to them? It's not going to work.
No.
It's all about you getting steam off because you're out of your mind. What's that, Nate?
I know you love a good poll, Elvis.
You know me.
I know. I would
I dance
love
on
to
them every
know
night.
The percentage of people that actually leave crappy comments like that, because I know nobody in this room leaves unsolicited crappy comments. I personally have never left hate.
No.
Like there's nobody in
Never.
this room.
No.
Never.
I know you never did it, Elvis, unless you're provoked and then you fight back, which I firmly believe in. But
I don't
who
even,
are
you know,
these
to be honest,
people?
I don't even do that anymore.
Yeah.
Not on social media, I don't.
Who are these people that are doing this? Like, what connection, like, fried in your brain that you do this?
Well, you know, in answer to that, and Abby sort of touched on it, this person texting in says, I think Gen Z, some members of Gen Z, lack empathy for how other people feel because their life is all electronic, not so much personal relationships anymore. We talked about that. You're talking about going out to a bar and a girl's approaching you to try to, like, say hi and whatever. It's so awkward. She can't figure out how to have a conversation.
I know, right?
Like, you know, it's like, why? I don't know. If we came in here every day, look, I know we talk about positive stuff, we talk about negative stuff. I don't think we actually like find someone in the media and beat the hell out of them and make them, you know, try to get everyone to storm the castle that they live in and make their lives a living hell because we don't agree with what they think or feel. We don't do that on our show.
I have not noticed that here. There are times I want to, and I know that you guys will rein it in. So I'm like, okay, I'll just shut up.
What's up, Scary?
I think it's an adolescence thing because I remember myself as a young Gen Xer, and I feel like we were the same way because we weren't really fully developed. We weren't adults yet. But we just didn't have the social media outlet to post those comments. We didn't have social media.
Yeah, that's true. You never know.
So
We
we
did.
kind of felt those same ways, but I think we kept it to ourselves back then. But now you have a computer in front of you. I'm going to write it on a screen and make someone's day bad. I don't know. That's how I perceive
I just want to have fun. Can't we just have fun?
Yeah.
We can.
Stop being rude. Stop posting stupid, mean, weird things.
Only
if you
allowed
want
to
to say something,
positivity.
exactly. I'm not saying you have to always be positive, but if let's say if you have a problem with this show, for instance, and you text me and go, "Yo, you're a stupid idiot," you know, blah, blah, blah. You know what? That's not going to help because I think that you're a moron and you really shouldn't have a phone in your hand. You should be like locked up on an island somewhere because you really aren't contributing to society at all by saying that.
And it takes much
what
more
if-
energy to be nasty, you know what.
It does. But what if you said, if you heard something you didn't like, what if you said, hey, you know what, love the show, listen every day, but you know, you said something earlier, I don't know. What do you think about what you said about this and that? That's a different approach, right?
Well, of course. And that's open to discussion, and then you can have a adult conversation.
Exactly. Well, there you go. Gandhi, you're all quiet all of a sudden.
No, I'm just thinking about this because I I totally see where Abby's coming from, where she said, you know, our frontal lobes weren't fully formed, and we grew up in all this chaos and craziness, and we live behind screens, so we don't really understand that other people on the other side are feeling the impact from it. Like, I get all of that. It's just such an interesting dance that everyone's doing, especially because when you think about how cancel culture is working at the moment. Like, I'm specifically thinking about Love Island. These people went back into the archives of people's Twitter, and they found something that they said 10 years ago, and then they get kicked off a show because they said that. But now Gen Z is living solely behind a screen and crapping on everyone all the time. Are you not afraid of getting canceled in 10 years when people do this to you?
I feel like people who are doing that, like especially digging back and kind of like what you said, I feel like some of that sometimes is projection. Like, they know that they're not perfect, so they feel like they need to go and, I don't know, write it by scolding other people.
Just once you put it out there, it's out there forever. Everyone needs to remember
Yeah.
that. You might think you wiped it, you didn't. It's still there. So just lead with love. Be nicer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
I
really
know,
sad.
it is sad, but it's reality. But I will say this. I think, and I could be wrong, I think it's running out of steam. I think bashing the hell out of people online, people are still going to hop into that fight and fight back. I don't know. It's getting to the point now where if someone says something really evil about someone online, I just like, who cares? Screw them.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, whatever. You can sit there and go bark, 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 all you want. No one gives a flip what you're saying.
That's what it sounds like to me when I read some of this stuff. I'm like, are you, what?
Right.
I don't even get what's going on at this
Something
moment.
to think about is the end goal. The end goal is to either leave a legacy when you look. You can't even think about your end days if you're in your 20s, whatever. You can't think about like how you want to live the rest of your life that's going to leave an impact. But you are going to leave an impact, or you're leaving zero impact. If you want to leave zero impact on this planet, if that is how worthless your life is, then keep on doing what you're doing, or exchange those negative thoughts and posts for things that could actually help someone.
Yeah.
And maybe make someone feel good about their day, just one person, you know. That's where your legacy comes from. But if your legacy doesn't matter, go ahead. Be a jackass.
And I will also say, Abby does a really good job of making everyone feel good all the time. She's again, the ones that we know in person. It's a totally different ballgame. It's just your online reps do some weird stuff. I don't
They
get
do.
it.
I don't speak for them. I'm not associated with them. I don't.
No, we love you, Abby.
I love you
And
guys.
shame on us for thinking that you knew how they felt, because you're not one of them.
I can try to come up with theories though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We need to get our haters in here is what needs to happen.
I want to see Abby be mean
Yeah, I was
one
gonna say,
day.
be meaner.
I don't think she could do it.
No, I can't.
No.
No.
Well, not to you guys.
No.